Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, 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 family members. Claire D. Cohan here. Ha, 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 ha. Claire D. Cohan. Kolobama Cohan. Kolobama. Hey, everybody. Hey, and welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to Let's Be Clear About It. This is a show that I created just so that I could talk to my brothers and sisters here in the theater community about their journey into the world of the arts, whether it's the stage, whether it's film, whether it's television, whether it's web series, whether it's commercials, whatever it is. I am here to learn and to learn for myself and introduce to you all these amazing people who I have been blessed to know. Okay. And also the purpose of the show was to because I used to teach at Overton High School, and a lot of my students used to think that, by default, because I knew certain people, we all were destined for success. But I want them to see, I want y'all to see that it's everyone's travels, everyone's journey, everyone's path is different. But the overarching theme is persistence and determination, focus and drive. So if you are interested in that, or you know somebody who's interested in the world of acting, feel free to share this. Feel free to like and follow Claire D. Cohan. That's here on Facebook. Yes. Or you can also follow Claire Cohan on YouTube. I'm Kolobama everywhere else, wherever else everywhere is. I like myself. I really do. I also want to remind y'all that I have Gabby and Kingston and Barkley. They are here. So if you hear music in the background, that's my my little tribe, my little pooches who want to be on the show, but y'all know they ain't got no talent. All they do is bark. So if you hear them in the background, that's them auditioning to be the next guest on my show. So feel free to like, follow, share, subscribe, whichever platform you're using. Feel free to do that, and you'll probably be hearing them in the background. Also, if you want to have your streams popping like this, feel free to go to bit.ly/StreamYard-CDK so you can get onto this platform. And with this platform, this is not a sponsored platform. This is not a sponsored post. But with this platform, you'll be able to stream live to Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Periscope, and some other places. You can do it on your page. You can do it on your personal page on Facebook. The sky's the limit. So again, go to bit.ly/StreamYard-CDK, and I get a point or two if you do that. All right. I want to give a special shout out to my past guests. Let me see. Technical difficulties. I want to give a shout out to my past guests who were all here. I got one more person got to pop up there. There we are. One more person who have been a guest on my show, and I'm extremely grateful to these people for stopping by and sharing their knowledge, their experience, their ups, their downs, their trials, their tribulations, their successes, their losses, and their encouragement with all of us. I want to thank Kanisha, Kristen, Nikisha, Kia, Noelia, Marcus, J. Jerome, Amelia, Ebony, Tamara, Curtis C., Laura, Carl, and Brianna for being past guests on Let's Be Clear About It. Thank you all so much for doing that and being a part of this community. Thank y'all for the hearts already. Thank you for the likes, and thank you for the shares. I see you, I see you, I see you. And last but not least, if you want to be pen pals with your girl during this time when we're socially distant, take a screenshot. Yes, take a screenshot and we can be pen pals, boo. Yes, I'm behind on my letters, but I'm coming forth with them this weekend. So feel free to be my pen pal here on Let's Be Clear About It. All right, y'all, we don't have much as it relates to theater news and theater life, but I do want to encourage everyone to get registered if you're not already registered to vote. Y'all, this is a tumultuous time in our lives. So if you haven't registered to vote, if you are not a registered voter in your state, please visit vote.org so that way you can find out more about registering to vote, the deadlines for your state, so that way you can learn about voting by mail. If you don't want to vote in person on election day, you can set your reminders. You can become a poll worker. Y'all, this is a very important time in our history that so I encourage you to be very active in this in this journey that we're all undertaking together. All right, y'all. So that's it. That was my church announcements. And without further delay, I want to introduce to some and reacquaint to others. Let me just say this before this woman comes on. Oh, wait. Before that. I got to give a shout out to my girl, Monica Saddles, for hooking me up with awesome jewelry every time for my show. Thank you, Monica. Thank you. I keep talking about these adapters I'm going to get, or these, whatever they're called. So this is what I got on today, girl. Like how I would look so if I had the earrings in. Oh, man. If I had them, but I'm getting them, so don't worry about it. But y'all, if y'all want to get them, her hyperlink for her Facebook page will also be here. Support Black businesses. All right, so here we are, ladies and gentlemen. This woman, I have never done a show with this actress. She is phenomenal, and I am very, very, very glad. I can't even think of the words to say. I am very glad to be able to call her friend, to be able to call her cohort, to be able to call her my sister, because this thing here, she has skills beyond what I've been able to accomplish in my own right. That's all. I'm just going to say that. She's going to differ. That's her opinion. I'll tell you my opinion, okay? So, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce to some, reacquaint to some others, my sister, Jay Johnson. Hi, Jay.
Hi, everyone.
How are you today?
I'm doing well. I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing well. So, thank you first and foremost for being a part of my show, this little part of the internet I call Claire's Corner, where I just talk to all my special friends about their journey through theater. So, I have a little bit of a format that I go through. So, if you'll indulge me before we get started, I'd like to share some things with you. I call this section a little, it's a little bit like This Is Your Life. Just a little bit. Just a little This Is Your Life. All right. So you have done so much since I have had the pleasure of encountering you back in, I guess it was 2015, maybe 13 or 14.
Yep.
And I've just seen you everywhere, everywhere. And you've not only touched me in a way with your talent and your kindness, you've been able to be a bright light in the theater community. So this is a section I call Flower Power Shower Hour. And with this particular section of my show, I bring on someone who I feel has impacted either your life, our life, or the theater community life, so that they can talk to my guests about their impact in the theater world. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Marianne Washington.
Hi. Hello. Hey. Hello. Hey, Marianne. Hey, Miss Jessica. Hey, Queen. Hey, Miss Claire.
Hi, Marianne. Good to see you. So here is your opportunity to tell Jessica, to tell Jay everything that you want to let her know in front of everyone who watches live, who watches on the replay. Here's your opportunity. Jay, here you go.
Well, first of all, Miss Claire, I want to thank you for inviting me here on the show, and for just having this platform during this time for when COVID has pushed us all to the sidelines and forced us out of the theaters, and we have to be creative. So, thank you for adapting and using your talent to bless others. And as far as Jay, I think I met Jay back in 2011 at Hattie Lou Theater, and that was a time when probably I felt as though that I was in heaven, being surrounded by so many talented actors and actresses, and being just enthralled into that atmosphere. And what I like most about Jay is her professionalism. She has this way of bringing her character to life, not only just image, but in voice, in uh, in thought, in conflict, in action, in desires. All of those things we see in her performance when she's up on stage. And not only does she entertain us, but she draws us in with those emotions. And I think that's the reason why she's been recognized so much. And we all respect her because of the fact that she has that ability to become the actor, become that character. And also that I believe that she is such a sweet person, just like you say. She's very friendly, very beautiful, extremely talented, and truly a professionalism. She embraced every character that she is that's thrown at her. She just embraces it so graciously, and she has this sort of ambiance when she's on stage, and we're just so drawn in to her, you know. And you too, Claire, you have it too. And so I'm just honored to be here today and just to throw my flowers out on her. I truly respect her, and I respect her work, and she's a beautiful person, and I love her, and I love you too.
You're so
Thank you.
kind. Jay, go
I'm
on
very
ahead. Yeah. Jay, do you have anything you want to say?
First, thank you for those kind words. I actually, before I met Mary Ann, I had been watching her on stage uh, in the audience. I would watch her before I even got a chance to act. I have always been a fan of Mary Ann, and everything that she's saying about me is how I feel about her. And so I guess you can kind of say that's your direct impact on me and my craft. I've studied you on stage, I've watched you. And so, thank you. Thank you for being one of the best actresses in Memphis, and been doing it for a while. And not only that, but she's given me the opportunity to be a part of her productions. Um, I admire that about Marianne. She hits the stage, she writes plays, she directs them, she does it all. And so that that is it's an inspiration. And so keep doing what you're doing, because we are watching you and appreciate you.
So that
So
is an example. That is an example of her heart. That's how she is, and you can see how it transcends off screen as well as on stage. And that's who Jay is. I mean, Jay is just everybody. I mean, I know everybody's. I'm excited to ever work with her. When I know she's in a play, I know we're going to get it. We're going to get truth, because that's what she brings. She brings so much truth, and she's such a sunshine. Look at her, Claire.
Wait, I gotta tell y'all. I gotta give my flowers too. I was telling, because before my show I meet with all my guests before, and I was telling Jay that the only time we actually worked together was for a photo shoot back in 2014. But then I bumped into her in the parking lot of Playhouse on the Square, and I was like, "Hey, it's that girl again, right?" And she was so kind.
Yeah, she is.
She got off the phone. Look at this. I only met her once. She got off the phone and steady talking with me for about 15 minutes, just laughing, encouraging. She is so kind, which speaks to what you just said, Marianne, about someone whose heart is not only kind but also gracious, because she took the time to make me feel like I was a person new to Memphis, but like I mattered. You know what I mean? So I had to throw my flowers in there too, Jay. Sorry about that, sister. Yeah. Too kind. Too kind. Well, thank you so much. That's what we do on my show.
Exactly.
Marianne, thank you so much for
Thank you
your
so much.
time.
Thank you.
Thank,
No problem.
thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
hi, Marianne.
I'm gonna try to find out how to get out of here.
I got you. I got you.
Okay.
Ah, wow. Yeah, so that's what That's what we do here on my show. So we have what we call comment check. So a couple of people are here in the house. Hi, Anna Grayson. Hi, Anna. Good to see you. Mariology. Andrus says, we love our Jessica.
Right.
As well as love you, Marianne Washington. Yes. Hey Tara, hey Tara, good to see you, sis. Danita Johnson also says, hello everyone. And then we have Olivia who says, I love it, Queens. We love you, Jay.
Oh my God.
Hey, that's how we do here. Let's be clear about it. That's what we're all about in this piece, okay?
My cousin. Okay, girl.
Girl, you ain't
Like,
ready. You ain't ready.
warm. Like, I can't stop.
People are here to support you, my sister. We're here to support and shower you with love like nobody's business. Okay? Okay. All right. So, like I mentioned, you and I we first met at this photo shoot here, where because of Jennifer Davis Sitoli, who was instrumental or really organized the diversity on stage and film awards. This was the very first interaction that you and I had together. And from this interaction, I knew I was surrounded by professionals, and I was just so glad to be able to meet more talented, gifted Black people because I was pretty new to Memphis. So I was so honored to be able to do this with you and to be able to do it with Delvin Brown as well as with Dorian and the photographer Everett, who is also an amazing actor himself,
Yes,
producer,
yes.
writer, I mean, model. I mean, I got to get him on the show too. So
He's all of it.
and like I said, you've been on so many stages. I couldn't even make a presentation or a deck to fully capture all that you've done. But here we have you in Ruined, Fences, Detroit 67, The Sex Play. We have you here in Byhalia, which was one of the shows that I did get a chance to see you in. And I was just blown away. You hear me? Blown away by your performance. Just like Marianne says, you bring you bring the characters to life. There's nothing holding you back. And then you were here and here and here and here, and you were just everywhere. Then you also got it. We're seeing you in film, web series. We're seeing you in indie Memphis film festivals. I saw you on red carpets. I was like, girl, you better get it. I was so excited for you. Everywhere I turned, there you were. So let's be clear about this thing. Let's be clear about this thing. How did you get started?
Well, I got started. Let's see. I always wanted to do theater. I went to Germantown High School, which is known for their drama department. But I was marching band. I was marching band in high school. I wanted to do theater in college, but I was marching band. So marching band in college is like a part-time job.
Yes,
Like,
girl.
it really is. There is no free time. Like, you're in rehearsals. Well, you're in marching band practice, and game day is an all-day commitment.
Yes.
All Saturday we were there when they opened up the Liberty Bowl Stadium up until they closed the gates as we marched out of the stadium. So there was no time, but it was something that I always wanted to do. So it wasn't until I took a break from college that I went on my first audition. Yes, Danita. So Danita was in marching band with me at University of Memphis. We were in color guard, so she knows what I'm talking about. But also, I want to say Danita was also a theater major, so she
Yeah.
actually had to really squeeze in that time. I don't know how she did it. I don't know how she did it. So bow to you. I don't know how she did it. Um, um, that's when I got started. I went on my first audition at Hattie Lou. I remember reaching out and calling and was like, I just want to know how you do auditions. How can I get involved? And Pat, Miss Pat, Patricia Smith,
Get it.
everybody knows Miss Pat. Miss Pat that answered the phone. I remember this like yesterday. And I was talking to her and she was like, well, she said, do you know, can you play a 17, 18-year-old girl? And at this time, I was maybe 22, 23. And I was like, I don't know, but I can try. And she said, okay, well,
Yes.
we're having auditions for Tartu, which was directed by Leslie Reddick, aka
Hey,
Sticky.
Sticky.
He is the one who gave me my first opportunity. Miss Pat
What?
put me in the door. Sticky is the one who, man, so Sticky is how it started. I came in, they
Oh,
hadn't yet
wow.
casted bringing in the daughter, and that's the role. And I was bitten by the bug after then. Like, didn't want to stop, didn't want to go back to school. Like, it was what I wanted to do.
You know what's so interesting is that so many people they talk about how they start, whether they're famous and everybody knows them or they're our local heroes here. A lot of people start in middle school, elementary, high school. You started in college. Were there any like blockades in your mind or anything that told you that you couldn't do it, or because you had started a lot later than most people,
If
or did you not even know?
I didn't. It wasn't until I got now, I was able to do like church, like the
Right,
Black
right.
play or the Christmas play at church, but like actually doing what we do, it wasn't until I was in my early 20s. And it wasn't until I started meeting people in the community who were saying, oh, I've been doing this since I was 5 and 6, where I'm like, wow, I didn't even know that, and I guess at that point I was like, man, I am kind of a late bloomer, but I also kind of looked at different actors like Angela Bassett and Samuel L. Jackson and
Yep.
Raji, who were kind of, a little up in age by the time they, so I think that is always kind of what allowed me to not get down on myself. And I feel like everything happens for a reason. Like,
Yeah, girl.
I started when I was supposed to, So
Yes.
yeah, yep,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. I started when I was 29, so I didn't even know there was a thing that you could actually do this for a living. You know what I mean? So
exactly.
yeah, yeah. I take that note too, You started when you needed to start. You started right
Yeah,
on time for you.
yeah.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit more. So now you've gone into Miss Sticky gave you your first shot. Miss
She
Pat
did.
answered the phone and encouraged you to come on through. So what happened next? Like, how did you go from someone who just called to find out how you even audition to someone who's doing like film and commercial? How do you even? What was that path like?
It was um it was an unexpected path. I'll say that. Like,
Okay.
I didn't know that I would evolve like I did. Like, that was when I started, I didn't know that I would end up here, if that makes sense. Like, I was
Wow.
just
Yeah.
trying to like soak up any kind of information from different directors, from my castmates, watching
Right.
them and trying to learn from them, and just to be now. And I still feel weird when people uh, throw flowers because I don't know. It just I don't know. I'm very people don't believe it, but I am kind of shy. Like, I don't like a lot of attention. I don't like people to like without me being able to. throw flowers back. So just
Yes.
it was so uncomfortable for me, but the journey the journey has been good. I've been blessed with opportunities to work with directors have taken me under their wings. Um, Most importantly, Jerry Chipman, who I love so much. He was very instrumental to where in me being where I am today. Irene, Jennifer Davis, and she is very instrumental. There, what people don't know, like that woman,
She goes hard for the community.
she goes hard. She really does go hard for the community. So, I mean, I guess my path, this journey has just been a blessed one. God is continuing to open up doors, put people in my life. Um, and I don't know what the journey is. I don't ahead. Like I'm
Rolling with it.
just going with it. Just going with it.
So
Going
tell
with it.
me,
Yeah. Yeah.
what is your process? Because we briefly spoke about this very quickly. Let me also do a comment check. Raven Martin is here. And she said that she'd agree that you really are super talented and you're at the right place at the right time. You started right when you needed to start. And so does Danita, of course, chiming in. And Tanisha says, those are facts, what you said. So so your journey when you're preparing for an audition, because you had an instance where you got hurt, but you seem to persevere past that. Is that something that you're okay talking about? Oh, we got somebody else saying that they love you so much. And Noelia says this sister is so beautiful and can act her butt off. I'm telling you, people are here to support you. We are here to
Yeah.
support you, sis.
Thank y'all so much.
When you were injured, I know when I got injured, I fell into a little bit of depression. Really, just really sad. Didn't know how long it's gonna take. You also experienced a little bit of an injury before. Can you tell us about that and how that affected your career?
Yes. So this has actually happened twice. I've been injured twice. First time was in 2015. I tore my ACL and my meniscus in my right leg. And so um, the doctor pretty much was like, it's a wrap. For a few months, you're going to have to take a break. And at that time, I was used to, out of the whole theater season, I was probably hitting the stage at least 3 times. And so you know how often that means, because you have a whole month of rehearsals
Yeah.
for a whole month run of the show. So you can imagine what my schedule was like when I was rehearsing for a show. I was probably performing a show, and vice versa. So um normally if people I've never been one to be like, oh, I just want to take a break from this. It's something I've never wanted to do. And so to be told that I have to take a break, what? Like, it was hard to hear. And so um, I had surgery in August. I was down for the count, and I feel like I don't know when the auditions for Byhelia were coming up, and I was like, I want to do this show. The show went up in January, so I knew I would be healed by then to do the show, but the audition was coming up, and I couldn't drive because, of course, it was my right leg. I was in a full leg cast and on crutches, and I called my sister. I said, "Can you drive me to this audition?" And I remember Jordan Nichols' face when I hopped in on crutches. And he was like, okay, and I ended up getting the role. And so
Come on, hop
when
along.
hop along, and the second time it happened was this past year in August. I was actually cast in Eclipse production at Hattie Lou, and ended up completely lacerating the tendon in my right foot. It was a freak accident. A glass bowl fell on the floor, and the glass ricocheted and pretty much sliced my big toe in half, straight down the middle. Freak
Oh
accident.
wow.
But anyway, so I had to pull out of that show because I had to have surgery. And so I was like, man, what am I going to do? And so once again, recovering from surgery. And I'm like, okay, I knew the next show that I wanted to do was Detroit 67, which went up the next year. So I was like, I'll be healed by the time the show goes up. But I didn't expect for auditions to be as soon as they were. Call my sister again. Hey, can you take me to another audition? And I hopped in on crutches, and the face that Lawrence Blackwell gave me when I walked into that audition room. That man, and we still laugh about it to this day. He looked at me and he just said two words. He said, "How long?" And I was like, "Oh, I'll be okay by the time the show is." And I put my crutches down and did my audition. And I took it. So, I mean, you just got it. I'm not one that allows too much to stop me if I have my mindset on something, you know?
I, hey, I appreciate that because that speaks to your determination, not just to bypass hurdles as they come along, but like wherever you want to go, you have such a focused mind, and that's why people are drawn to you when you're on stage because of your perseverance just to get to an audition. That just shows someone, a director, castmates, how dedicated you are as a performer, and that's what reads on stage when we watch you. We're just like, you just embody the character, and it starts from not giving up. My
Don't give,
goodness.
don't give up. Don't give up. Don't give up.
Well, Brianna Tillman, who was last show's guest,
That
says,
was
"Hey,
me.
Jay." And when you were talking about, having 3 shows in one season, Raven was like, "Come on, resume." Folks are talking about you and your dedication and your perseverance. And Nita Clark is just laughing because I called
That's
you
my
Hop Along.
cousin.
Come on, cousin. And she also says that you are truly a dedicated professional. Raven also said you did hop along. She
She
saw you.
did to the car. She helped me back to the She helped me back to this car after the audition. Like I didn't want that to get in the way of my dreams. Like you can't.
Uh, where does that come from within you? That even an injury of that magnitude, and then another freak accident on the same foot, won't keep you back, won't hold you back. Where do you get that from?
You know, I was going to I I have to say God. I'm trying to actually ask myself because it's easy to get discouraged. It's easy
Yeah.
to um um want to have a pity party.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
easy to do all that. So I can honestly say God is who just continues to allow me to look at things differently. You
Mm.
know, allow me to look at things different. My mom actually said that to me a couple of days ago, she was like, when things happen to you, she said, I admire that about you. You don't like allow it to get you like down. And I get disappointed. Like I get
Yeah.
that I don't want to make it just seem like I'm just superwoman and don't, there are moments, but I don't stay down for long. I don't wallow in it. It's like, okay, now what you gonna do about it?
That's
Um,
profound.
so that, and I'm a Capricorn. I am a Capricorn. We are very persistent. So I think that too. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, you're a fighter because like I said, when I hurt my ankle, when I cracked the bones in my ankle, I was done, and I didn't know. They told me 4 weeks. 17 weeks later, I'm finally out of the crutches, um, and I remember there was a period where I was just like, will I ever be able to walk again? Because when the doctors talk to you, and you experience this when they talk to you, sometimes they're like, well, we'll see, we don't know, it's, you really
Exactly.
damaged it here. And
Exactly.
just to hear you say that, you're just like, you know what, yeah, I'm disappointed, I'm human, I'm disappointed now, but that doesn't determine my future.
Right.
Yeah, I
Right.
really appreciate
Right.
that.
Right.
Looking back at yourself when you first got started, if you could tell yourself anything when you first got started. If you can go back in time, if I had a time machine to take you back to when you first got started and some of the bumps that you encountered on the road, not just the injuries, but other bumps, you didn't get this show or whatever. What would you tell yourself then with all the experience that you have under your belt?
Um, what's meant for you is for you.
Hmm.
No one can take it from you. If it's meant for you to get this, you will get it. I don't care how, and if you're not supposed to get it, okay, let me slow down. Let me start over. Let me
Because
backtrack.
I go back and take notes because I need to learn. I learn from my people. So
So I can say this and it make better sense. So a lot of times with us going on auditions, we hear a lot of no's. Okay, you didn't get the part, and all of that, and it can be discouraging. But what you have to realize is what's meant for you is for you. And if you get a no, it doesn't have to do with you personally. Maybe it's because you're about to get a yes on down the line. And if
okay,
this no was a yes, then you wouldn't be able to get the yes that's coming. If
okay,
that makes
That does make sense. That makes a lot of sense.
I feel like if I'm
Mm.
going into an audition and it's you and and I don't have the lines or I'm nervous and you or the next person knows it by heart and that does not necessarily mean that I'm not going to get it or that I am going to get it. Uh, you can over prepare and still
Yes.
not get it. You can
Yes,
under
girl.
prepare and still get it. So
Come
what is
on
meant
with it.
is meant for you is for you.
Listen, I mean, that's an important lesson right there. Because sometimes people, when I first started, when I got no's, I took it personally. I thought that they were like, you're not talented. I thought that's what that meant. I thought all the no's and the rejections meant that, oh, you're just not good enough as a performer. We see behind that fakeness. You fooled everyone else, but you can't fool us. You're just not that good, and you dropping the wisdom that it's not necessarily about you as a person. It might just not be for you, whether you're
It's not for
prepared
you.
or unprepared.
It just wasn't for you.
Yeah.
Everything happens for a reason. If you would have got this part, then you would be occupied. You would have had to turn down, something that's about to come. So
Yeah.
is how I've always tried to look at it. For
Wow,
sure, for sure.
that's so good,
Sure.
girl. I mean, that is, for me, that's encouraging because as an actress, I went off to New York for 2018, and if I told you the amount of no's I got in the 4 months that I was there, it's overwhelming, like 64 no's. But to your statement right there, the one yes that I did get, I ended up breaking my ankle before I even got right as I got out of the car. And I've never worked with this company before. So then I was sent home. They've never seen me on stage. They didn't know anything of what I've done in Memphis. But then in January, I get a call that says, "Can you come and do this thing?" I didn't have to re audition. They don't know me from but that one audition that I did with them. And I ended up booking it for a year. So to your statement, no matter how it looks, what's for you, that thing is gonna hunt you down until it overwhelms you, girl.
It's for you, and there's nothing that anyone can do to take it. If it is the will of God for it to happen for you,
Mm-hmm.
it's going to happen.
Yeah,
It's going to happen.
yeah, girl, you're so good.
It is
How
going to happen.
how have you been? How have you been keeping yourself um, sharp during this time? Theaters are closed. Ain't nothing really going on. We got my show that y'all can come and see every Thursday between 12 and 1 o'clock on Central Standard Time. But how have you been? Wait, before we do that, you got a lot of comments here. We did see that. That was she said, "Hi, my Jay."
Hello.
Ron Gephardt is here.
All right. Actually, getting ready to work with him. Yeah.
Yes, good. Melanie also said that how you respond is amazing. How you respond is amazing. Raven says you're literally one of the most tenacious people she's ever met. Danita Johnson says she agrees because you were saying, what is for you, what God has for you is for you, literally, not just a cliche statement, but literally. Hey Lola, good afternoon, God people. Hey girl, hey girl. Tanisha said, "Preach." Yes. And Alicia Lee, this is one of the reasons I love doing this show and getting different performers' input. Alicia Lee said, "Thank you. I needed to hear this for so many reasons other than acting." Wow,
Oh,
that's beautiful.
glad people to uh, you could take something from that because it applies to like not even just acting, just what God has for you. It is for you.
Great. I
Don't
got
get
chills up here.
discouraged. Don't get discouraged. Don't get discouraged, girl. Ooh,
Girl, I got chills going up and down my back because that's
baby.
that's 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 such good advice. Because our industry is full of a lot of this. We get more
Yeah,
no's than we do yes. So when people see
yeah,
you on stage and you're like you booked 3 shows back to back, they don't know how many auditions that was in between.
exactly. And
Yeah.
not even just the nose, but you have a lot of people feel like the acting has to be competitive. I've never felt because of that saying that I say to myself, it's why I've never felt like it's a competition, which is which is what allows me to love you genuinely and be kind to you and be glad to see you with like that is because it's not a competition because if you get a part it wasn't meant for me to get it, like
Yes.
so
Yes.
why feel the need to put on that extra? We already being told no, and hearing that. So why
Yeah.
add on that other layer of stress or pressure of trying to compete?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
really no reason to.
You know, Jay and I got it. The only time we actually got to work on stage together. And there aren't any pictures. Was this past February. And I was like, every time it was a show Dennis Whitehead was directing, and because of COVID, it hasn't gone up. But
Mississippi Goddamn
Mississippi Goddamn.
name
Yes.
of the was the name of play. And no, it's not about Nina Simone.
Yeah, right. Tell them, girl.
It's about no, it's not about Nina Simone. But
No.
yeah.
But what we got when, the opportunity came, like, who's going to work with her? I was like, and can I just tell you in front of all of America and the globe how nervous I was to work opposite of you because because you talk about that lack of competition, because I recognize your talent, your gift, your skill. I did all I could to hold that paper and not shake, and I knew I knew I didn't do too well with the audition. I already knew that, but I was just like, it's actually happening. I'm working on stage with Jay. I'm just being honest. I'm not even kidding because I've never worked with you, and I've admired your work and your personality. It just there's no room for competition. People just want to hold you up on their shoulders so that you can succeed and that you can continue to go forth and be blessed and bless others with your skills because you don't hold that air of competition like, okay, I know I'm better than her, yeah, I'm gonna watch out for that one. You never hold that conceited air about you. And so people, when I got on the stage with you, I was just joining everybody else, wanting you to succeed, wanting you to be.
Same way about you. I was nervous because it was me, you, and Noelia. I
Right.
you remember?
Yeah.
Uh, but I feel the same way. Like I was nervous with you all because I have always admired you and your work. For one, because you are a triple threat. Okay, you can sing, not,
Oh.
but you can sing, and that's something I do not know how to do. Now I can lip sync. I'm really good at that. I actually used to do it for money.
Yes, come with it.
Way back when I did. I used to I can lip sync pretty good, but and maybe it's so good because I know I can't sing, so I want to make it seem like I am singing, but I
Right.
have to do all the moves and all that. So to be able to be around you who can sing, you can act, you can dance, like that's everything I wish I could do. Like I really wish that I could do a musical, but I just realized what's for me is for me.
But you know what? You know what you just made me think about? Angela Bassett can't sing, but she played Tina Turner. So that lip syncing skill is gonna come through for you, honey.
Maybe I need to put that on a resume.
And have that song ready on your phone, girl. You wanna see lip syncing? Girl.
Okay. Okay.
Raven says, bro, the nerves are so bad when you act opposite of Jay. Her level of craft and commitment is sick. Girl, the preparation. Can you talk to us a little bit about how you prepare for a role?
So, ooh, that's a big question. Because a lot goes into
Yes.
preparing for a role. Of course, I love table work.
Hmm.
I love, 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 love table work. Like the first
Why?
couple of rehearsals, you said why?
Yes.
So you like to get to the block? Like let's get to the. I don't know. I just those first few days of rehearsal is that's my favorite of all the cast sitting at the table talking
Mm-hmm.
our characters, backstories, different things like that is my favorite time. Like it's disappointing when they're like, okay, well, the next rehearsal we're going to start blocking, and I'm like, no, but I want to stay at the table. Because you learn so much.
Yeah.
You learn so much with that table work. You have so many. That table work is very important. So that is
Yeah.
one mode of preparation that I do. Um, I do not. I try not to watch like replicas of shows. So if I'm doing a show, I will not go on like look up video clips on
Yeah.
YouTube of
Yeah.
other performances of it that have been done elsewhere,
Mm-hmm.
because I want what I bring to be genuine and authentic. When I did Fences, I made it a point not to watch the movie. I did
Mm.
want to watch the movie because I never wanted to make it seem like I was trying to be Viola Davis.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
you want to bring your own true self um, to your character. Another thing that I do is I try to find because I love music. Music is a big part of my life. Like I'm listening to music all the time. I'm in
Okay.
the house, music is playing constantly, and all kinds of music. But I find a song that I think my character likes, and that is the song I'm listening to as we are getting ready uh, backstage. People who've done shows, they know I'll have my earbuds in,
Yeah.
and I have to tell them, hey, if you're trying to say something to me, like throw something at me so I know, like I can't hear you, and I don't want people to think like I'm ignoring,
Yeah. Yeah.
but that is my process. That kind of helps me get into. I put on my character song, and that is what I get dressed to. Uh, that's big for me.
Oh.
It helps. It helps.
I like that. I try to learn from different actors, read their autobiographies and, what they've done, what they've aspired, how they prepare. And I've never heard anyone give each character a song so that they can get there. Because sometimes, I'm going to tell you, especially during musicals, I'm trying to wait till the very last minute to get into that character because I know sometimes that character's going to be draining. But I think that's what you bring is that whole preparedness from table read, table work, rehearsals, blocking, tech, and even in the dressing room, how you are able to continue that flow. You give your character a through line from when you get the script to the last bow. And I think that's amazing. I've never read or heard anyone say that. Where'd you get that from?
Just my love for music. Music really gives me feeling. Like I, so like depending on how that character feels, or what they're going through, what they want. All of that kind of goes into the choosing of the song, and sometimes it's more than one song.
Oh,
Um, yeah, sometimes it's not like when I did Detroit 67. My character was definitely one that likes to get the party started. So as I'm getting ready, I'm listening to like Shaka Khan and just music from that era, just trying to get that feeling.
yes.
There was the play I did at Hattie Lou Ruined. I remember specifically every night during intermission, I would step outside and there was a certain song that I would listen um, before we went back for the second half of the show, because that's when things turned for my character. So it really allowed me to kind of embody and get because it's so hard during intermission to still try to stay in character. You know what I'm saying? Because we want to break too. The audience, they done got a bathroom break. They have sessions. They getting food.
Girl. Outside
So,
talking.
like, yeah. So we as actors, I mean, we've been working hard. Like that's our breather time. And so it's so hard to try to find that balance of enjoying this 15-minute break, but not, completely losing character. I'm not backstage during intermission still talking like my character or anything like that, but I just try not to enjoy that break too much
Yeah.
because, and a lot of times I try to spend that intermission time by myself so that I'm not being too chatty or just kind of losing focus.
Mm-hmm.
I just try to kind of stay to myself, step outside, get some fresh air, whatever, and then come back in, and then let's get this show back on, because you don't want to. I don't want to have to go through what I had to go through that whole hour before the show. Frankly, I
Yeah.
don't want to have, because you don't have long. Intermission, you feel
It's
like it's over already. Thank, what? Thank you, places. I,
it's 15 minutes for the audience. It's like 7.5 for us.
yes, girl,
Yes.
like, yeah. So you can't get too comfortable. And,
Oh,
I don't know how I got. The song that I was like, how did I get on intermission? Yeah, each character has a song for sure.
I love that. Oh, I love that. You're giving me new ideas of different things I could be doing during intermission. Because sometimes I like to, sometimes depending on the character, I like to stay in the wings. So because then I won't. Only person who knows that I'm there is the assistant stage manager and the stage manager. Or sometimes I go in the dressing room, depending on the show, and I'm just like, I just want to get out of the emotional state that I'm in for 1 minute. So but you're
I
giving me so
yes.
many. Yeah, because you don't, it's hard to crank that emotional pump back up, after you left Act One and you're like, and then you have to pick back up right there emotionally, You then went
Yeah,
outside, did some jumping jacks, trying to get some
yeah.
fresh air. So, yeah, yeah. Well, Jackie Murray is here. I think she sent a picture, but the platform won't let us see what it is, like a GIF or something. So hi, Jackie. All right. Well, you've been such a treat, girl. Ooh, ooh, ooh. We're coming to my new section, which is that several my students. I used to have a film Friday, and every Friday we would watch an interview with James Lipton called Inside the Actor's Studio. So my husband got me this book, and at the end of every interview, he would ask a series of questions. A series of questions from different people. So not you, Siri. Not you. Girl, Siri done beep beep. Oh my goodness. A series of questions. So I'm going to ask you a few questions. But before I ask you a few questions, let me just ask you one more thing about, like I was asking, how are you doing now? How are you?
Hmm.
You know, I, I, I ask a lot of my brothers and sisters who come on my show how they're doing. Because of all that's going on, I just wanted to do an official check-in. How are you?
If I may continue to be transparent and honest, it's been a struggle. I have started to deal with anxiety, which is something that I've never had to deal with, to the point of actually deciding to talk to my doctor about it, and see what it is that we can do about these feelings that I'm experiencing, because not only because of the pandemic, you know, my office, my job, we've been working from home since March. Um, um, and I plan conferences for the company I work for. I plan a lot of their corporate meetings. So I had to cancel a lot of my conferences. Um, wasn't able to hit the stage. And then things that are happening to our people, people of color. Um, all that was just a lot. I feel like if I could have maybe still been able to hit the stage, that could have been my outlet from what I was going on, what I had going on. But because I wasn't given, we don't have that anymore. I really had to hold a lot of that in, and it was starting to create anxiety. Not to the point of having panic attacks, but not being able to sleep, wanting to go to sleep, but just up, just up, just up. When I would go out to the stores, grocery shopping, my level of patience had gotten real thin to the point where it affected my mood. I was not friendly. I was not smiling. Cashier would be like, "How are you doing today?" Normally, I respond, and it was like, "I'm good," because it was just the feeling of anxiety when I'm in the grocery store, having this mask on, being around people, having to touch things, and standing in this line, and you got somebody that's not 6 feet away from you, that, all of that. By the time I got to the cash register, I'm not good. So yes, I've been dealing with a lot of anxiety during this time.
Well, you know what? That's why I always check in, because we as a people have gone through a lot this year, 2020.
Yeah.
I'm just being real. Siri keeps thinking I'm talking to her, but and I, to join you with this transparency, I broke down on Facebook several times because I didn't know how to deal with all that we were faced with, all that was going on,
Mhm.
all that we were all plagued with, both globally and socially. So
Yes.
I understand. That's why I always have to check in, just to see how you're doing. If there's
Thank
anything I
you.
can do personally, and not to request anything from you, but what can I do and give to you?
Exactly. Exactly. And I really appreciate that because that's also something I noticed during this time, were people who, the actions or the lack of actions, I should say, of people who I held close to me.
Yeah,
I was kind of disappointed. There were a few people who I feel like just what was kind of mum, and they are still kind of mum on what's going on, that our race is experiencing. They're mum on it. They're not even acknowledging it. That the stuff is happening. Um, Specifically, some of my theater family. Like, if we're a family, then what's
yeah,
happening to us should not only affect me, but you should be feeling a certain kind of way about it too. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, definitely.
just completely mom on it. Can post about everything else, and but and just because you're silent, sometimes being silent actually speaks louder than words.
Say it
So it's like, I hear you. I hear you in your silence.
in your
I
silence. Yeah,
I hear you. And so that was kind of a little discouraging, where I felt like you said, reaching out to people and not asking for something in return. Like, don't ask me how I'm doing. doing during this time, and then follow up with asking me to come and do something. I just feel like it really doesn't matter to you how, I mean, it sounds good, but I just go on and get to the real purpose of your text or your email.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
I really that was just a little hard for me.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
I completely agree. I even put a post on Instagram, and I've shared it with you, that it's a Martin Luther King quote. It says, like, in the end, we won't remember the words of our enemies, but the silence of our friends. So,
Yeah.
that's why if anything, let's be clear about it, is here not just to talk about theater and different roles, but also just, now I'm seeing it transform into a check-in session with those of, my brothers and my sisters in the theater community, because we still are, you know, we're being asked to keep the show going. The show must go on, when in fact some of us have been like, I don't want to do a show. I want to get my mind and my heart together right now, because that could be me. I could be
Yeah.
the next hashtag. My mom, my brother, my husband,
Exactly.
my dad, my
Exactly.
cousins, So I thank you for your transparency, and I've sought some counseling, some therapy myself. You can, and then let me just put this out there for everybody who knows me, who follows me. You can be a Christian all you want, as I love the Lord, and I don't care who knows it. But you can also use the resources He's blessed you with here on earth to get some additional help. So I am not anti-therapy. I am not anti-counseling. I am pro all of this, because I believe that He's gifted people as an extension of who He is here on earth, so that we can be made complete and continue to be able to grow and heal. So thank you for your transparency to talk about it, because it is kind of like a stigma in the Black community. So
That is true. That is
yeah.
true.
So thank you. Danita says, this is so beautiful. I needed to hear this. I appreciate you for being open, sister.
Yeah.
All right, girl, you have been a blessing to everybody up in here. All right, so now I'm gonna get down to these questions, honey, and it's just a fun little way to end my show.
Yeah.
All right, so here it is. What is your favorite word?
Ice,
Ice.
because
Ice.
how it makes me feel. I eat ice.
Ah.
People who know me. I always have a cup of ice. I'm so ready to eat this. If this was not like live, I probably would be eating this. Not even laughing, like, or just, this is my spoon.
Look at you,
I'm being honest, hon. Like,
hon.
so hearing ice, because of how it makes me feel.
Wow.
If you said the word ice, the first thing I would think about is eating ice, and then I just love the way it makes you. It's
I,
it's bad. Like, I
I,
go through about 3 of these a day of ice. Just,
this. I
and this
love
ice is
it.
sitting for about an hour, so I know it's so good. Oh, and I don't like Sonic Ice. I like home refrigerator. I mean,
Yes.
that is.
Yes. Okay.
Oh, I
I
can't wait.
I know what I'm getting you for Christmas.
I love ice.
What is your least favorite word? Oh wait, but before that, Homer Simpson said his favorite word was marshmallow, and Johnny Depp said his favorite word was why.
Hmm.
So what's your
I
least
feel bad
favorite?
about my ice.
Don't
I
feel
feel
bad.
bad.
No, girl. What's your least favorite word?
Least favorite word. is no.
No. No is actually one of the top no and can't won in a walk, followed by hate from other celebrities. So you're in good company.
Like I'm okay with it, like, but I don't like it.
Let's just be real. I know I heard that. What makes you happy?
I no,
Girl, you're gonna have bags and bags and bags of ice sent to you.
what makes me happy? Music.
Yes, music. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Let's see. What makes you sad?
Um, hmm, what makes me sad? Um, running out of things.
Running out of things?
Yes. Because a lot for me, and I'm saying this because I'm not really good at keeping things stocked. So a lot of the times when I run out, I'm finding out at the time that I'm trying to use it or at the time that I need it. And that makes me feel inconveniences me. It makes me have to change everything that I'm having to do, which is like a domino effect. So yes, I
Oh
don't
yeah.
like running out of things because, and 9 times out of 10, if I am, uh, if I'm putting on makeup and I go and I see that I don't have any blush, I've run out of it, but I don't know because I haven't stocked up, and now I have to figure out what else to do. If that makes sense, I don't like being
Yes.
inconvenienced. I don't like for things to take a turn, girl.
I get it. I get it. If I don't have the thing that I need at that moment, then it's like can already see the dominoes falling. Like, so my day's gonna go about 3 hours behind what I had already planned to do. This ain't gonna get done. So yeah, being inconvenienced. I can
Mhm.
totally agree with you. I can agree with you. Raven said, and don't give her the Sonic eyes. She has a specific shape. Come on, Raven. And they gave you the face. Look at the face she
It's girl.
Girl.
I just ate a piece, and now my mouth is cool,
I
and
love
just,
this.
I love it. I love ice.
I love that ice. I love how much you love ice, I tell you. What sound do you love?
These questions. Uh, I like them. What sound do I love?
Do you love?
A bass guitar.
Oh, girl.
Woo!
Oh, girl. I love that answer. Ooh,
Yes, I love the sound of a bass guitar.
ooh, girl.
It's,
You are a sister from another mister. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Eddie Murphy said silence. He loves the sound of nothing.
mm.
And Will Smith said, hey, come on, man. I can't share that.
Oh,
I see you, entanglement. Okay.
I know, right?
What sound do you hate?
Loud vehicles,
Yeah.
like motorcycles, and when they
Heavy car
rev up.
engines.
Oh yeah, because yeah, I don't like those sounds.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. 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 All right. Just a few more.
Uh-huh.
Okay. What profession would you like to attempt?
Say that one more
If you
time.
What profession would you like to attempt if you weren't an actress?
A lawyer.
Really? Oh, Brianna said the same thing. Okay, so
Yep.
cool.
Yep.
So cool.
Lawyer or a psychologist. I wanted
Psychologist.
both of those growing up.
Oh, that's interesting.
Psychologist once I got older.
Hmm.
Like when I started college, I wanted to do child psychology at that. But growing up, I wanted to be a lawyer to the point where if I wanted to ask my mom or my dad, mostly my mom, if I could do something, I would present it to her like a case. I would.
I love this so much, girl.
And I remember mama saying, "You need to get paid for this."
Ooh,
Yeah, I
ooh,
would be a lawyer. Hmm.
ooh, I love that. All right, and what Carol Burnett said she would have been a cartoonist, and I believe that. What profession would you not like to attempt?
Um, I wouldn't be a podiatrist.
You're not a feet person.
No, baby feet. I love little cute baby to a certain age. Like when they start walking on their own feet, then I don't, yeah. But like where you hold them. Oh, I love baby feet, but like after that, I do not do feet. I don't.
Ooh,
I don't.
ooh, yes. Okay, okay.
I don't see how they do it. Because usually if you go to a podiatrist, what, you got a foot problem.
You got a
It ain't
foot
like,
problem.
you know,
A
uh
pedicure.
pedicure, like you go see a podiatrist, something's going on with your feet. And I don't, you gotta touch them.
You gotta part them. Gotta
Oh,
pick.
it looks so right.
You are too good, girl. You
You gotta peel them back up.
funny. Oh no no no! Oh my! Oh my! Man, Selma Hayek said. She said this is one of my favorite answers. She said, "You know those porta potties? Somebody has to go in there and clean them. That would not be good." And the last question is, when you get to heaven, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
I would want him to say, "Well done, my child.
Ah, I love that you said my
Well
child.
done, well done, my child.
I love that.
Well."
um,
Mhm.
Jamie Foxx has one of my favorite answers. He says that God would say, on Fridays, we'll have a fish fry. Saturdays, we'll play softball. Sunday, we'll go to church, and the preacher won't ask you for any money. One of my favorite answers. Jay, you have been such a delight to get to know, to learn from, to check in with, sis. Thank you so, so very much for your time, for your talent. And this is where I give you an opportunity to give some final words to those who are watching live, those who are watching on the replay, those who have aspirations for acting. If you have anything that you'd like to say, I give you the floor right now.
Um, First of all, I want to say thank you for this opportunity. This what I say this a lot. Well, I use this term. I was about to say I'm so full, and I say that um, a lot because um, at least I've been saying it a lot lately. Um, I said it last night, how this really has filled me up on the inside. Um, this time with you, to seeing everyone check in and comment. Y'all, I am so full. I am so full. I am so full. I don't think y'all understand how much you all have done for me today. Um, for those who are watching and are in the same um, uh, profession, want to get into it. What I would say is always be kind. Always be kind because you never know who's watching, who's listening. Um, because kindness, the pastor of the church I uh, grew up in, he used to say, "It's so nice to be nice when you are nice," and you have to be really it has to come from a pure place. A lot of people feel like when they hear the term that actors, that we aren't genuine people, that we're put that everything is acting, and it's not. I had to tell a friend of mine, like, I would never use the fact that I am an actor to mislead anyone or to deceive or to play on it, or make someone feel guilty. Oh, I start acting all sad. And no, like, you can't use your craft uh, uh, to manipulate others, because my fear is then you're going to lose your ability within your craft, if that makes sense. Um, that is something I would say. Do not use your talent and your gift in a negative way, because it can backfire, and you go around fake crying, and then when you're on stage and you really need to really be real, it ain't gonna come. It's not going to, because you play it with people. Don't play with people. Don't play with people. Don't play with people.
Yay. You're so right, girl. You are so right. I love it. I
Yeah,
love
I
it.
used to have a
Well, Jay,
boyfriend that would be like, you he would think like I was using like the fact that I could act in a way, like, to get what I just, I was like, no, I really am sad. I really am upset about this. I'm not acting.
yeah, my husband used to think that too early on. I was like, this ain't a show. I ain't getting paid for these tears.
Exactly, like, I'm mad for real.
Girl, that's so true. So true. So true. Well, we have some final comments here. Ron Gephardt says, thanks. This has been an inspirational hour. Good to see you, Ron. Good to see you. Jelena says, I have been saying this for ages. Don't play. Don't act on your life. Let it be real, and then let the acting go. It's right. And yes, it's been an inspirational hour and a half. Yes. And Delina over here laughing too. Oh, Jay, thank you so much again for your time. Thank you so much for being here. I am so honored and so happy that you said yes and that we were able to do this. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Oh, y'all, this has been such a wonderful. Like she was talking about getting full. Y'all, I was full. I was full learning. It's kind of like when you look up to somebody, if you've been looking up to them for years and you finally get a chance to meet them, it's kind of like being able to actually sit down and listen and hear their heart, hear their, how you hear about their craft, hear about their life, hear about, them being open and transparent. Not often do we get these opportunities. So I thank you, Jay, for having come on my show to be I can't find another word but a blessing to me as as an actress, as a performer, as a black woman, as a woman. Just thank you so much. I am full. I'm full. I'm full. I'm full. I'm full. So yes, Jackie Murray, yes, full of love. That's what it is. It's so, so good. Thank you all for being here. Tune in next week or when I announce it again. It's usually Thursdays. I didn't do it last Thursday, but maybe we'll do it next week Thursday. Tune in next week Thursday here on my page, Claire D. Colheim, for another episode of Let's Be Clear About It. I love you all, and there ain't nothing you can do about it. Hey, yes! Bye bye, everyone. Bye bye.